What's up guys, just letting you all know that this is a re-upload. I uploaded this video this morning, but there were quite a few mistakes in it, so I had to redo the video and fix all the mistakes. So if you watched this morning's video, make sure you rewatch the answer in this video because things are quite different. Once again, apologies for the mistakes guys, but we are all human and we all make mistakes. What's up YouTube, I'm EVscape and welcome back to another video. Now I just got done killing a whole bunch of Vorkath, sitting at about 100 plus kills at the moment. And one thing that I have noticed a lot in the community is everyone arguing over whether or not the Bandos Godsword is the best for lowering its defense compared to the Dragon Warhammer. Now, I'm sitting here looking at all these arguments, not knowing the answer myself, and then I just thought, we know how the accuracy and defense formulas work. We know how the max hit is calculated. We can literally just figure this out using our brains. Which one is going to be better? So that's what I went ahead and did today. We're going to jump into how I figured it out and what the answer is right now. Before we jump in, I know there's about 95% of people who could not give two fucks about the mathematics involved. For those people that are just here for the answer, I'm going to leave a timestamp in the description for you guys to skip to. So first things first, we need to figure out how the accuracy roll is determined. Now your accuracy roll is your effective attack level multiplied by your equipment bonus plus 64. Now to get your effective attack level, you take your base attack level. We're going to use 99 for our calculations today, since I think most players that are fighting Vorkath are very close to max, if not maxed. So you take your base attack level, which is 99. You add your potions, which is your super attack potion, will take you up to 118. Then you add your 20% for piety, which will take you up to 141 rounded down. Then you add your 20% for your salve amulet, which is going to take you up to 169 rounded down. According to the formula, you then add 8, which is going to take you up to 177. And then you add your void bonus, which is 10%. That's going to take you up to 194 rounded down. So our effective attack level is 194. Now, the next part of the equation is figuring out our equipment bonus. I've just gone ahead and put on full Void Elite along with the Fire Cape. I could have gone with the Infernal, but I think most people will have a Fire Cape if they're doing this, and equip the Bandos Godsword. And as we can see here, we have a slash bonus of 135. Now, if we switch this over to the Dragon Warhammer setup, we can see that with the Mythical Cape, the Tyrannical Ring, as well as the now Dragon Defender, we have a 134 crush bonus. So with the Dragon Warhammer, we just have to take our 134 crush bonus and multiply that out by the 194 base level plus the 64. That gives us 38,412. With the Bandos Godsword, the spec actually doubles the accuracy of the hit. So we take our base level, multiply that by 2, and then multiply that by our 135 slash bonus plus 64, which gives us an attack roll of 77,212. We now have to put that against Vorkath's defensive roll. As we can see from the RS wiki page, Vorkath has a defense level of 214 and a defensive bonus of 108 in both slash and crush. So with the defensive level of 214 and an equipment bonus of 108, that gives Vorkath a defensive roll of 36,808. So in order to determine how often we're going to hit with each weapon, we have to take our attack roll with that weapon and put it up against the monster's defensive roll. So as you can see, with the BGS, we're going to hit 67.71% of the time, and with the Dragon Warhammer, we're going to hit 51.06% of the time. Now that we know how often we're going to hit with each weapon, we can figure out how much on average we're going to reduce Vorkath's defense by on the first hit. With the BGS, we simply have to take its max hit and divide it by 2 to get our average hit, and then multiply that average hit by the 67.71% of the time we're actually going to hit. Now, as we can see from this max hit calculator, with 99 strength, using a super strength potion on the aggressive style with a void set and piety prayers, using the Bandos Godsword and a salve amulet and all this gear, we have a maximum hit with the special attack of 82. So if our max hit is 82 and we chop that in half for our average hit, because you can hit anywhere between 0 and your maximum hit a random percentage of the time, we have an average hit of 41, and multiplying that out by the 67.71% of the time we're going to hit with the Bandos Godsword, we're going to have an average of a 27 hit, which in turn reduces Vorkath's defense by 27 points. Now, in order to figure out how much we're going to reduce it with the Dragon Warhammer, simply, it doesn't matter how much we hit, we just have to hit. We're going to hit 51.06% of the time, so we take Vorkath's defense, multiply that by 30%, and that's going to give us the reduction. This comes out to be 64. So Vorkath's defense times 30 is 64. So we simply have to do 51% of 64, and that gives us an average hit of 32 rounded down. So this means even with the massive increase in accuracy for the Bandos Godsword, on the first hit, you're only on average going to be able to hit 27 points of damage, because the 67% of the time we hit a 41 on average, whereas with the Dragon Warhammer, 50% of the time you're going to reduce its defense by 64, which is going to reduce it by 32. So on the first hit, if you're only ever going to do one spec on Vorkath, the Dragon Warhammer is substantially better. However, we do get 2 hits on Vorkath, so let's go ahead and have a look at the second hit. Now, for the second hit, the monster's defense is going to be already reduced. The BGS, if it was to successfully hit the first time, is going to reduce Vorkath's defense by 41. So its new roll is going to be this, meaning that 72.18% of the time, it's going to have a successful hit. Then, against the Dragon Warhammer, it will be reduced by 64 if the first hit was successful, which means the new roll will be this, and it's going to hit 59.82% of the time. So for the defense reduction of the second hit, we take our average hit from the Bandos Godsword, which is still 41, and now multiply this out by our new lowered defense percentage of 72.18, and we see that our second average hit will be an average of 29. For the Dragon Warhammer, we take our chance of hitting, which is 59.82, and multiply that by the defense reduction, which will now be 45 since the defense is already lowered, gives us an average of 26. So armed with these numbers, we can now see that considering you get 2 hits with each weapon, the chance of landing 1 hit with the BGS at least is an 89.5% chance, which is a massive chance, but you are only going to reduce it by 41 on average. With the Dragon Warhammer, you have a 77.13% chance of reducing its defense by 64. This means that for the first hit, the Dragon Warhammer is without a doubt the best option. However, that all changes when it comes to the second hit, because the BGS then has a 48.87% chance of reducing the defense for a second hit, whereas the Dragon Warhammer only has a 30.54% chance of reducing it for a second hit, which makes the second hit of the Bandos Godsword more accurate than the second hit of the Dragon Warhammer. So essentially what this means is, if you're going to only use one weapon, you're definitely better off still going with the Dragon Warhammer, because you are going to reduce it from 1 hit more often, and then the second hit, you're still going to be able to reduce its defense by more often. However, it is incredibly close to call. But what I do want to have a look at is the absolute optimal way of doing the defense reduction on Vorkath. What if we were to take the best option for the first hit and combine that with the best option for the second hit? So if we take the Dragon Warhammer's first successful hit and roll that up against the BGS's accuracy for the second hit, we take the average hit of the BGS, which is a 41 still, and multiply that out by the 74.95% of the time we're going to hit on the second hit. We can see we have an average second hit of 30 with the BGS, which is 1 point higher than if we were to use the BGS just solely. So that means the absolute optimal route for reducing Vorkath's defense is hitting the first time with the Dragon Warhammer and then hitting the second time with the BGS. However, if you're going to just use one weapon, the Dragon Warhammer is still better to use, but it is incredibly close. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We used our math to figure out that the Dragon Warhammer is going to be better against Vorkath in the long run. Obviously, sometimes you can land a couple of very lucky BGS specs and hit an 82 and then an 82 and reduce its defense by 164. But on average, the Dragon Warhammer is going to be better. Now, I know there are going to be people that are going to say, what about if you were using a full Bandos setup? Surely you could hit more armor with the Bandos God Sword, and therefore the Bandos God Sword would be better. That's also incorrect. Using a full Void melee setup and using a Bandos setup, you actually have the same max hit. And having the same max hit, that just makes the Void setup 100% better because you have that 10% accuracy bonus. So if you were to use a Bandos setup, you would actually hit worse with your Bandos God Sword, which would make the Dragon Warhammer even better. So there you have it, guys. Dragon Warhammer is the best thing to use up against Vorkarth, against the BGS. Anyway, guys, I know that was a very quick video, but we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see me do this for other monsters in the game, I mean, obviously we're not going to do the Corp Beast because everyone knows that the Dragon Warhammer is definitely better there. But if you guys want to see me do this for other monsters in the game to figure out whether or not you should be using the BGS or the Dragon Warhammer, let me know in the comments section down below. I may have to make a series about it if this video gets enough support and enough traction. If you guys have any friends still trying to tell you that the Bandos God Sword is better, don't forget to suggest them this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave it a like. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Guys, I'm so close to that 10,000. I'm so pumped to hit the 10,000 milestone, and there is going to be a special little series for when I hit 10,000 subscribers. So make sure you smack that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I will catch you in the next one tomorrow. Take it easy.